Summer in Mara is an adventure game set across a tropical location of 20 close-knit islands. Now, you have your own islands, essentially, where you can grow crops, plant trees, and customise the island to your heart's content, look after a variety of different animals. But you'll start off with very limited items available to you, so, you'll have literally, like, 2 kinds of tree, oranges and apples, and just a small amount of crops. But soon, events will unfold, and then you'll be able to start travelling to neighbouring islands, and because there are 20 islands in the game, there's a lot to explore. I would say it's best to think of this game as something similar to Animal Crossing, because essentially you've got your islands, you're taking your time, having a peaceful experience, farming, growing your trees, customising your own island to make it look how you want, growing trees pretty much wherever you want. There are some limitations. Now, the crops you've got to do right next to your own house, but everything else you can pretty much build wherever you like. And it's also an adventure game, except in Animal Crossing they move on to your island, whereas in this everyone lives on the island of Calais, which is the first island which you come across, and all of your quests will be there. It's pretty much a bustling town island where everyone comes to trade and sell resources, and you can sell any crops you've grown and do quests for people to learn new things. And that's how the game unfolds. So over time you'll start doing things on your island, then you'll go to Calais to complete some quests. They will give you new recipes and new things that you can build on your island, and then from there you go back to your island to do more farming. And that becomes the loop of the game, where essentially you're going to the main Calais Islands and not your main islands to get quests and do things so you can unlock more recipes and more things that you can do on your islands. But then you go back to your island to mine, to farm, to cut down trees, gather fruits, to get resources, and essentially to chill out and spend your time there. So a lot of your time will be spent on your islands, but then you'll go to the Calais Islands to do quests. But then there are, like I say, 20 other islands, but these are mostly to gain things that you don't have on your island. So you'll find other types of fruits and other types of vegetables and things like that, and some completion quests, but most of the time you're either going to be on Calais on your island. And these are literally just to explore and find new things, and you will have to upgrade your boat over time to go explore further out, to get more exotic resources, and to be able to complete more of the fetch quests and things like that for the other people, to gain more recipes. And it will unfold slowly, so a lot of your time will be spent farming on your island. So you really do have to think it more of a Animal Crossing, looking after your island sort of thing, than completing quests for other people, because I really don't think the game's designed for you to rush down the quests and complete them, because a lot of the time you will be spending farming to get the stuff up. So I think most of the time you got to treat it like looking after your own tropical island simulator, and it's designed for you to come back, spend a bit of time here and there each day to do a bit of island maintenance, and then to go off to Calais to maybe complete a quest or two, and then go back to your island, and then come back another day, and not just to sit and brute force through the game in one sitting. It's definitely designed more for you to pop in here and there and meet the new inhabitants, because over time you meet more people. There's over 300 quests to complete, and you will be spending a lot of time in it, mostly farming. So you can't really treat it as doing big adventures. It's definitely more for the farming and looking after your island sort of thing. And it's interesting how you can build all the different things and get a whole bunch of different fruits and vegetables that you can grow. I would like a bit more customization on that, because you can only have 100 trees at maximum when you've fully built everything. I'd like to just be able to build as many trees as I want, if I've got more water resources to do it. And maybe build farm areas in more places than you can build, and it is going to be maybe 15-20 hours before you can start even getting animals on the islands, because you have to unlock the quest progress to do that. And you will be gated off by a lot of the quest progress, because a lot of the times it'll be things that are beyond your reach, so you'll have to upgrade your boat, and then you have to do a lot of quests to be able to get to the boat upgrades, and then, there's even more boat upgrades to go even further afield. And not a lot to do on the other islands, other than, like I say, get some exotic new fruits that you don't currently have on your islands and start growing them on your islands, so that you can then do more of the exotic recipes which are often required for the quest, because the way to someone's heart is through their stomach, and the game really takes that to heart. So you will be cooking a lot of food for people and helping them out in their restaurants and different things. So it's very much food based, and then you gain the recipes for all these through doing them for the different people. But yeah, it's a cute and colourful cast, and it's pretty interesting. I like it, and like I say, it's designed to be a calming, just fun time on a tropical island, escape from it all, not really fight. There's no fighting in it. It's just literally going through, helping out people, exploring, and maybe people are a lot ruder than they all claim to be, and especially when the game has a way where on Calais, everyone will ask you to do things and help them, and you will encounter some of the people out on other islands, but they will literally have one thing to say, and it'll be like, "Oh, don't talk to me now, speak to me when we're back on Calais." And it's like, oh, charming, isn't? So yeah, nice running into you here too. And it'd be nice if they had something unique to say about the island, like, "Oh, hey, fancy seeing you here. I came to this island because they've got this resource that I want," or something interesting like that. Unique things for each individual island that you might find them on. But you can find the same people on multiple islands, and they're all like, "Yeah, no, I'm not talking to you unless we're on the main island. I don't speak to you unless we're on the main island." And you are a kid, and I can understand that. I get lost, kids. I'm out doing my business here. What you doing? Follow me around onto these islands. But yeah, I mean, it just feels a bit out of the theme of it all when they're so rude to you off the main island, and then they're like, "Oh, help me out, kids." But yeah, I mean, I had a fun time with it, and it's enjoyable. But again, it's designed really for you to not just sit and do it all in one go. You're really designed to come back for an hour or two, a couple of hours. You do a bit of island maintenance, looking after your crops, and looking after your trees, gathering resources, maybe chopping some down, planting some new ones, because the cycle of life, and recycling them. But you can't do the cycle of life on other islands, replace what you've taken. No, you just literally steal everything under the sun, and you never plant anything else. You don't give anything back to nature. You take everything that's available on an island that isn't yours. And some of those things don't really fit in with the whole lore of the game, but it's understandable. But yeah, it's interesting. It's got a cute little storyline, and a lot more story than Animal Crossing for certain. So there's definitely a lot of storyline to go with it, and you unlock a lot of stuff as you do more of the quests and as you go through more of the game. And you might want a lot of that stuff early, and maybe they could add like a creative mode just for people to make the most creative island. But I don't know, I liked it as it is. It's going to take you a lot of grinding to unlock a lot of the stuff. There's going to be many hours, but if you're in it for the adventures, which I was, then you're going to go and you're going to want to do the fetch quests, and it's just, you've got to balance farming on your islands and looking after your islands and rescuing all the animals and all the things, and doing the adventures as well. And often at times you're going to be spending a lot more of your time back on your islands than doing the adventures, so you can kind of stack them up at times, but for the most part things are going to be out of your reach, and you're going to have to do a lot of side quests to be able to get the upgrades to your boat to be able to then do the things. But then once you've unlocked that set of things, you can then stack them up again, go to Calais, do all the island stuff, and then go back to your islands, and it becomes a cycle where you do your maintenance on your island, you go to Calais to hand in whatever fetch quest you can, then you go exploring for a bit, and then you're meant to call it a day there, and then go back to your island another day, and do more farming for a bit, and then go do some adventures for a bit, and then go exploring for a bit. And that's the cycle of the game, really. So yeah, I mean, it's going to take you quite a few hours. So I'm maybe halfway through, and I've done 20 hours of the game, so but I can get the idea of the game from that. And it does get a bit harder to do the quests later into the game, but again, I'm sectioned off where a lot of the quests are I need a boat upgrade to be able to do that. So, but yeah, I still like it, and I'd definitely say take your time with it. Don't try to rush through it. It's definitely a game to take your time and enjoy your islands. And I'd like more stuff that you can do on your islands, more stuff to build. Maybe you could steal more of the animals like seals and owls and things that are around, but you can literally walk through because they don't actually exist. And some of the interactions off the islands I'd like to be a bit more meaty, not just say get lost kids, I'm not talking to you unless I'm on the main islands. But yeah, it's still a fun and interesting game, and go check it out for yourself, especially if you like Animal Crossing or you're looking for something like that on the PC, because it's very unique in that aspect.